King turned his attention to Selma, Alabama, and Negro voting rights. Here, as in many places in the South, voter registration was designed to keep Negro voting to a minimum. Difficult literacy tests were administered by white officials, and Negroes who attempted to register were often harassed. To secure the right to vote, King organized a voter registration drive. He was constantly on the move, encouraging those who feared violence if they tried to register.
Let me shake your hand. All right, glad to see you. Fine. Keep the ball rolling. Cover up.
As in all of King's civil rights campaigns, volunteers were trained in both the philosophy and technique of nonviolent resistance. This training proved useful as demonstrations and registration attempts were met with mass arrests. Then, in nearby Marion, a young demonstrator was killed when state troopers dispersed a protest march. King responded with a call for an 8-day march to Montgomery, dramatized the struggle for the right to vote. He then went to Atlanta to do necessary last-minute legal and political work. In his absence, the attempted march was halted by state troopers. The nation was shocked by the brutal attack, and King immediately rushed back to Selma, where after many difficulties he finally succeeded in getting the historic march underway.
We are going to walk non-violently and peacefully. Let the nation and the world know we are tired now. We've lived with slavery and segregation 345 years. We waited a long time for freedom. We are trying to remind the nation of the urgency of the moment. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children.
The march helped to obtain federal legislation that allowed Negroes to vote for the first time in many places in the South. But in addition to such tangible victories, the civil rights movement gave black Americans, after centuries of slavery, segregation, and second-class citizenship, a new feeling of inner worth and a proud sense of community.